Hello everybody and welcome to a new video here at Playing Board Games with me, Travis, Bryn, and Russell's here too. Let's see how long he's good. They recently announced from the Vault a new thing that FFG is doing, their Vault series. You just bite me? It's a little love bite though. But they're bringing back and reprinting old games. They announced that they were going to do this last year. And the first game that they are releasing from the Vault is Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, which is really cool because this was like my first board game and it was kind of like revolutionary for me. Yeah, like when I played this game for the first time and I had a story encounter on one of the locations, I was like, this is something else, right? So like I have a lot of nostalgia for the game, and it's been out of print for a while. They made the 3rd edition, which is a good board game, but I don't think it's a good Arkham Horror board game. It's a little bit too...
It's a little bit too gamey.
Yeah, it's too arcadey, right? Yeah. And like, the thing that I really like about Arkham Horror, and I imagine the same for you guys, is that it's kind of just like a canvas that a story is told by just what you do and where you visit in the game.
Yeah, like 3rd edition doesn't have enough fluff to me. There's too much like you go and do things and then the thing happens. You're not just like existing in the world as much.
And you're kind of like more punished if you ignore the game. And in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, I remember something you'd always do. You'd always go and get a bank loan and then go shopping. Like that was kind of like the thing that you would always start with. And like there's no time. It's like Arkham Horror 2nd Edition is kind of like an RPG.
Well, everyone had their own little thing. I know Patrick, when we played with him, he would always like, I'm going to kill monsters, I'm going to go get blessed.
Yeah.
That was like priority numero uno.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the bank loan was always a good start because like you show up and they're like, so you're gonna pay us back in this time frame, and you're like, if I'm not dead, and they're like,
what did he say?
Sorry, what did we already give him the money?
Yeah. And like, there's also cards that like you can join the Sheldon gang, you can become a member of the Silver Twilight Lodge, and the chances of you seeing those cards were just completely random, and they might not even matter when you get them.
Yeah,
right?
When you play with everything combined, you like your character gets a trait at the start, and you could be like an artist, and they're like, you get special events, the artist call, and you're like, we're not playing with that board.
Well, you know,
I actually love that flavor. Like, it sucked from a gameplay perspective, but it was like, my character's an artist. That's not useful here, but...
And I think that's like the best thing to look at for Arkham Horror 2nd Edition is that line of just, it sucks from a gameplay perspective.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things where you're just kind of like, oh, that's how this works? This is what's happening? Yeah.
There was one expansion, the Exhibit of the Pharaohs.
Yeah, Curse of the this one.
I love that one. That's good content, baby.
Yeah. So like this one actually was like, hey, if you don't chase me around the board, you're not going to interact with me ever. Yeah. And you're like, cool, so if I do chase you around the board and interact with you, it's good, right? And they're like, yeah, I can see why you think that.
Yeah, like sometimes, if you get like
mostly
both the eyes or whatever.
And this one, I remember, because you always would include this in your game, because also like the Egyptian exhibit items were really cool, right? It's just like really cool.
They're like mostly not great, but...
Yeah. And
like, so it's not like it was like horribly warping or anything like that to have them in the possible pool of effects that you might see. But one of our friends hated this expansion because you had to. He was like, "I'm never going to include this," and Travis was like, "What if we see this every time?
What if it's just part of the game?"
And so there was a variety. There were 4 small box expansions. Jesus Christ! So like here, let's see if we can go to the big one. This do I have a big one on this one?
Front cam of victory.
That's not this one.
Oh no.
I don't know.
This is the one for when we lose.
Here, I can do this.
Hell yeah.
I could just make us bigger. So there were 4 small box expansions and then 4 big box expansions, I believe, which I do not have those boxes for anymore. Yeah, because there was Dunwich, Kingsport, Innsmouth, and then the Miskatonic University. Expansion. Which is actually a very similar thing that happened with Eldritch Horror, which is still, like, the base game is still in print, but we don't know about the expansions at this point. Those seem to be kind of out of print.
So each of every expansion came with a bunch of, like, new items and spells and events. And then each of the little expansions came with a, I think they didn't come with, the little ones didn't come with old ones.
They came with heralds.
Yeah, they came with the heralds, which are like
They're
additional rules.
Yeah, they're like mini bosses,
Yeah,
right?
it's like
So
a difficult. It's like an adversary in Spirit Island kind of.
yeah. So like the Curse of the Dark Pharaoh came with the Dark Pharaoh. So like this was an optional kind of like we kind of view them as like mini bosses that you can add to increase the difficulty.
Yeah, and they synergized with like the one that they were supposed to, like the Dunwich Horror synergized with Yog Sothoth.
Yeah. King in Yellow with Haster.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then your big expansions came with new investigators and a whole bunch of events, and also like an additional board.
Yes.
A different town to go to that you had to take the bus to go to.
Yes.
And then usually someone had to go live in that town and babysit. Like especially Kingsport.
Yeah,
they each have their like own mechanic.
Yes, like Kingsport had like the rifts, Innsmouth had the flooding, Dunwich had the Dunwich Horror could wake up.
Yeah, the Dunwich Horror would wake up and go break stuff. Yeah, and then Innsmouth, you also had to contend with the Innsmouth look, which was like one of the clunkiest, but also one of the coolest mechanics.
Yeah. So we're giving a lot of
when they came out with the Innsmouth expansion for the card game, I was telling Travis that he should bring his Innsmouth cards and tell you that you had, because Justin hadn't opened his yet.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
So they can tell him that we had to use these for a thing.
So we're kind of giving a lot of background on this before we get to the actual article, because a lot of people have not played this game. There was a conversation in the PVG Discord earlier today where people were like, I don't know how this game works, and someone's like, I think I played it a few years ago, and they were like, I'm like, no, that was 3rd edition that you played. 2nd edition is way older. So the original one came out in 2005. So this Vault Series campaign will take the long out-of-print Arkham Horror 2nd edition and bring it to you in a remastered edition that elevates to its full glory.
9.
That's crazy. So this one is not, it's not like a remaster of 2nd and 3rd. This is actually just the 2nd edition. So none of the 3rd edition stuff, as far as I know, the main game for that is still in print. But this 2nd edition has been out of print for a very long time. Like I think it even was kind of starting to go out of print around like when Eldritch Horror came out.
Yeah, I picked mine up like when they announced around the time they announced that they were stopping it, and I think that was like 2013.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
2013, 2014, something like that.
And like Eldritch Horror is kind of like the closest thing we've had to 2nd edition. It's like very
a spiritual
similar
successor.
Yeah.
It is a nice halfway point between 2nd edition and 3rd edition, I think, in terms of balancing like that, like
the
good
actual
gameplay
versus
the fun Arkham-y stuff.
The thing I appreciate about Eldritch over this game, like 2nd edition, is that 2nd edition will occasionally lock you in like a spiral of death where you have lost the game, but not for another 6 turns.
Yes.
So,
that's part of the charm.
hold tight.
It's the inevitable
It's gonna
doom.
be fun.
It's knowing that everyone's going to die, but you can't do anything
as
about
opposed
it.
to Eldritch Horror, which is a
Just
lot
flavor.
more like, I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah.
The game's over, but
And like
you failed to do the thing, you're dead.
yeah. And there's also like an interesting thing, like going back to like the not good from a game sense, but I remember like the philosophy of 2nd edition is that if you pass the test, nothing bad happens to you. And in Eldritch Horror, they learned if you pass the test, something good happens to you. Like that doesn't happen as commonly here. And like there's nothing inherently wrong with that as a philosophy, but it's kind of an understanding that this game, it's definitely from the mid 2000s and those kind of like design sensibilities.
it takes a different point of view to play the game, I think, where you don't go into like the events. You think that the story events, you're like, this is a good thing. This is like, especially if you've played Eldritch Horror, you're like, this is a good thing. This is part of my turn. But no, that's actually part of the game's turn.
Yeah. So like here's an example. Let's just read like this administration building event here.
Yeah.
So this is that you go to the Miskatonic University locations. You catch sight of one of the professors chanting quietly over talismans she had hidden in her desk. Make a sneak -1 check or she curses you.
Yeah.
And curses are bad. So this is a dice chucking game. When you make a test, you roll dice equal to your value with the modifier. If you roll a 5 or a 6, that's a success. If you're blessed, it's 4, 5, or 6. If you're cursed, it's only 6s.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to clarify it, is that this is the game going.
Yeah, especially if you were in other worlds. Like, your reward was getting to progress through the other world. Like, some of these are brutal.
Yeah, right. Like, so I'm...
Especially
some of the other like if you hitting the story encounters, like
Yes, so this is a good, we can kind of like put this all together. So like Bryn is showing like this card that has various like other worlds on it. And you can see, so on the left side of this board here, which I actually can't see. I can point right at this. The left side of the board right here, I'll actually do it with mouse over here.
Yeah.
You can see that these are like the location encounters. So like the administration building is, if I remember, my Arkham is kind of like right in this area.
Yeah.
And then these are the other worlds. So when you draw that card that Bryn showed, if you're in Rilia or the Dreamlands, you resolve those, and if you're in another one, you resolve the other.
You actually see at the very bottom there's two colors. I believe that one's Rilia because it's yellow and red.
Really is yellow and red,
Yeah,
which are
this
the
one?
hard, the
Yeah,
bad
so you
ones.
would flip from the deck until you hit a card
Yeah.
of those colors, and then if there was a thing on it that specifically referenced the other world you were in, you read that one. Otherwise, there was like an other encounter. 4 colors, so hope you're not colorblind.
Yeah. Hope I'm not colorblind.
Bryn, you got 4 reds there.
Oh, fuck.
That would have been such a good
That would have been good. That would have been good. I should have done that. But like they were all like different. The blue and the green ones tended to be a little softer than the red and the yellow ones.
Yeah.
That's why we love going to like
So
the,
you could
like
tell?
the Dreamlands. Like,
Yeah, well, the
it was
Dreamlands
always-
isn't
it was always
inherently
soft.
bad. It's
Yeah.
not Rilia.
Didn't it also Dreamlands have all 4 colors? There was one.
Dreamlands could be anything, but like the Rilia one, if you never wanted to hit one that was for the other world you were in,
Yeah, it's always bad.
because
And,
like the other one on this
That's
card
with the
is like, for
Dreamlands.
once fortune is with you, no encounter.
Yeah.
So you just don't do anything this turn, and you move to your next step, and you play your next turn.
Yeah, and you have to spend 2 turns in the other
yeah.
world too, which means basically when you're in the other worlds, you're giving up your turn. But you need to do that because if they're open, that's how you lose the game.
Yeah, you need to seal 6 of them to win, or beat the ancient one in a fight. But
Which we will be getting to. We'll be getting to those
like
guys as
yeah,
well.
that's a separate thing. But the other 2 on here, like the Rilia one, is like you tread water looking for any sign of land, and when something brushes against your leg, spend 1 gate trophy, 5 toughness worth of monster trophies, or 3 clue tokens. If you cannot, you are devoured, so dead.
Yeah, dead.
Yeah, this character's dead.
Yeah.
And the Dreamlands one, which like it does not kill you quite so badly, but is still like the light of the moon seems to bend and twist at the night around you into fearsome shapes past a will -2 check. It's one of the numbers. You get to roll dice equal to your value. We already
Yeah.
or lose 1 sanity and 1 stamina. So like
Yeah. Oh, this
winning these was like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Your zebra has run off without you. Now you are delayed. That's it. You just spent another turn there.
Yeah. Yeah, getting to you're just like
The zebra's gone.
Well, I was gonna ride a zebra out of here, but I can't now.
And so they I saw in the comment chains people were like, does this include every expansion? So it's going to include everything. It's a full reprint, so it's going to be expensive if you want it all. And like, so when we talk about those Otherworld cards, here's the stack of Otherworld cards for every expansion that's in the game. So like, there is like, these games are kind of like where it was like, the intention was that you're going to play this game over and over and over again, and we're going to try to give you a lot of variety to get there. And like, they're really swinging. Like, Bryn read that one Rilia encounter where there's something against your leg that eats you.
Just kills
There's
you.
also one where you fight Cthulhu.
Yeah,
like it's like
you're like in Rilia, and you're just like Cthulhu's here, like fight him.
Yeah,
Yep.
you 1v1 Cthulhu, and if you lose, you die.
Yeah. And
So-
if you win, like great.
If you win, that's awesome, but you don't win the game.
Well, no, because unless
just
he's the
don't-
old one you're fighting.
You just don't like.
If he's the only one you're fighting
Yeah.
and you beat him, you do immediately win the game. And like this is again kind of like all these things together gives a representation of what Arkham Horror Second Edition is.
There was a lot more like janky storytelling on the cards. There would be encounters that are like, the road is blocked by a tree. Do you have an axe or dynamite?
Yeah.
Because then you get to ignore the rest of this encounter. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to like
Otherwise-
strength check or
Yeah,
whatever.
or like or get
Let's
delayed
go.
as they
Fight check.
love to
Yeah.
do that.
yeah, being delayed. So like, oh.
So like all of this stuff is kind of like staying the same. So what it looks like they actually have. So like these are the location decks. So this is another thing. As I read that one
Encounter.
So like every zone is broken down into colors. So you can see that these encounter cards on this side, these are the 3 Miskatonic University locations, and this is like it's the same kind of philosophy that we had for the other world encounters, for that kind of thing. And you can see those coming across the top of the board here. Down here we have like our items. So these are like allies right here. These are unique items, common items, spells, skills, as Travis said.
Isn't the first one? Are there ally cards?
Yeah, there's 11 ally cards because every time terror goes up, you have to
you can buy them from Moz Boarding.
I remember that. Yeah.
and then these are like going to be
just like much different. They don't take damage for you. They make you gooder at a thing.
Yeah, you can eat Duke.
Yeah, you can eat you can eat Duke to heal all your sanity because that's something that a very sane person would do is kill and eat their dog.
These are the variety of cards. So this is like where the Sheldon Gang membership, the Silver Twilight Lodge membership would be.
Yeah, a bunch of random stuff.
And it looks like this is this reminder card here, which is like the number of players and the effects of and like limitations for all that. That's what it looks like. That might be.
Yeah, at the very top of the board we got location cards.
Yeah,
we've got our old one in the middle.
Yeah, so there's Cthulhu. And then this is probably the Mythos, and then this is Otherworld, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. The one on the right does look like a gate.
Yeah.
We've got some investigator stuff from the bottom right.
Clue tokens. I'm looking for... They have the money tokens.
Yo.
This is...
Dollar bills.
Dollar bills. You know what? You want to have money? Like, I think one of the things that Eldritch Horror's, like, biggest priority was making these, like, work in a way that wasn't fiddly as hell. And in this one, it's fiddly as hell, and I'm glad that they're still there, because it's kind of like, again, all these pieces matter. And you know what's also a really fun one? These closed location tokens.
Oh, yeah.
Locations can close. All right, why don't we talk a bit about like how the Mythos phase works? Sure. So there's the upkeep phase where players can spend focus, which we'll get to. The players can spend focus. Everyone takes their turn. You gotta like move. Is that the only thing you do in this game?
You fight enemies.
Yeah,
but that's not like an action. That's like
mostly you just move.
Part of like encounter.
To your speed, you can sneak around guys.
Yeah, that's how you can avoid enemies because otherwise,
like there were other things that you did, but they were contingent on you moving.
They had like an eyeball number or whatever that you had to beat with your sneak.
Yeah. And then there was the fight and will for the stats and lore and luck, which we'll get to. But then you do Arkham encounters, and then you do Otherworld encounters, and then you go into the Mythos phase, where
I got some cards here.
Yeah.
So you open the I'm
just going to show a brief example as well. So
so you can see in the bottom left we have a location. That's where your gate's going to spawn. In the bottom right, you have white and black symbols, and those are on the gates, and that's what determines doom, right?
No, I think this is
monster.
No, this is monster movement.
That's monster movement.
Yeah, monsters come out of gates.
Right. Yeah.
Monsters.
And then white and black is like clockwise and counterclockwise.
No, there are arrows on the map
that say that this is the way that white moves, and this is the way that black.
Yeah, and you can kind of see them like right here. You can kind of see a black arrow down there. So like this would be on this card right here for this one here. Every square and diamond enemy would move on the black arrows, and every circle enemy would move on the white arrows.
I mean, that card also has the potential to end your game because it's a gate burst.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So the way you win is like when you do an Otherworld encounter and you come out, you could spend a certain number of clues, I think it's 5, to seal that gate.
Yeah.
And then if a gate tried to spawn there, it didn't, unless it spawned on one of the red location Mythos cards. And then the gate spawned anyway, and your seal was broken. You had to...
And as far as I remember, gate bursts weren't in the core. They were added in like other expansions.
Probably.
I think so.
I don't remember that part. I'm not like...
Yeah, because this gate burst is from the Lurker at the Threshold one.
Yeah, when I first started playing this, Patrick, I believe, had removed the gate bursts from his set because he did not like them.
Yeah. We also had rumors, which are very similar to... Hold it up so I can see how much text is on that.
You gotta get your glasses out. You gotta squint on this one.
Yeah, they're very similar to the Eldritch Horror rumors, but they're like a sub-objective for you to do usually.
Yeah, and you could have like, there was no limit to the number of rumors, but like it was like environments by trait, right?
Yeah.
So you could have like environment mystic, environment weather, but you couldn't have 2 environment weathers.
I think so.
And then headlines were like a one and done effect.
Yeah, those are like your generic bread and butter card.
And then rumors were a persistent thing you had to pass or bad things would happen.
Yeah.
And then
they didn't often kill you like they do in Eldritch.
No, they just made the game harder.
Yeah, they just sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for example, this one is if you fail, all investigators lose all their clues and all clues are removed from the board. And clues are how you, as we talked about, how you win the game.
Unless you're playing against like some specific old ones. There were a couple of them that were like, fight this guy as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Because he's real weak until he's not.
That was like Yig. Yig was the one that you just like got suited up and ready to war.
Haster too, because
his fight value was value was like X.
Yeah, and his fight value was the current terror level. So you're like, we just go.
Yeah.
So like if you fought him as soon as possible, then his fight value might only be 2 or 3, and you could just like beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, that was the other way that you could win the game is by like, if the old one's Doom track filled up, then you just got to fight him.
Yeah, so you see down at the bottom of this Haster card here, look at that old school Haster art.
It's beautiful.
It's like, so yeah, this was like their fight value when you fight them. They had a passive ability, which was on, so they had worshippers, which was always a little bit strange. And one thing that they did really good in Eldritch Horror, where like the cultists
just changes based on
which I actually think might be one of the few changes that exist once we get to look at the actual Cthulhu card in a little bit. Then they have a passive in the middle, and then like an attack in the right. And then there was physical resistance and immunity and all that kind of stuff.
One of the expansions came with like epic battle cards.
That was the expansion, yep.
Oh, where are my epic battle cards?
Were like, instead of it just attacking, you flipped one of them, and then they did that thing.
Yeah, they did like a special thing, like a flavorful thing, like Cthulhu could just
into
eat
the flabby
people.
maw.
And that's something that Travis said when we played the finale of Drowned City was likely inspired by that kind of mechanic.
Yeah, it's a good mechanic.
Okay, let's keep going down a bit and see what else we got here. All right, so here's our guys. So the thing that I was thinking about for like Cthulhu is because there's an actual like monster token, it looks like here. So I think that might be one of the changes that is actually made for this. So monsters, let's talk about them briefly. If you've played Eldritch Horror, this should be no surprise. There are monster tokens.
Is your background messed up?
Which one?
The background, like there's the stripy things.
Oh, no, that's just showing that the image is going. It's bigger than this, yeah.
Okay.
So monsters, little monster tokens. Looks like they're pentagons now. That's kind of cool. But you see they have like that little symbol. Here, I'll make this bigger for all you. Like you can see that's like that little moon symbol. So this guy will move on moon. These guys are Servant of Galactes. Everybody knows those
guys. There were
guys.
also like flying enemies who, when they moved, would go to the sky.
And there's also outskirts where monsters are outside the city, and if there's too many, bad things happen.
Yeah, like they come in, they invade the streets or whatever.
Yeah, and then the flying ones, they move, they go to the sky.
They go to the sky.
And then
if they're in the sky and somebody's in the
street, they attack you and fly down.
Yeah.
All right, so
it looks like we still have focus tokens on the investigators. That's good.
Yes,
that's a core part of the game.
I actually do. So in like the old one, you would have like the little DNA tokens.
You have magnets.
And you would like slide them like around to focus. But it looks like with this one, they actually have now built boards for the people that you can just like slide little tokens into, which is, I mean, nicer for sure.
Yeah, it does seem like a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, and also the same for like the Doom track and all this stuff. So it looks like. What's Cthulhu's Doom limit? Is it 13?
13.
Perfect. We got that number here. What do you think this one is?
That could be like points per wound or whatever that you need to do to him.
And then this one down. Oh, this looks like maybe their strength. Well, no, he's just -6. Curious to see on that one.
I don't know what that is.
His ability is called Dreams of Madness still. And his worshipper is cultists.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all kind of the same.
Stuff. Do they have an attack on there?
No, but maybe you flip it over to the other side.
Yeah, or maybe they've incorporated the epic battle cards for that too.
Yeah. Michael McGlenn, he still has the same kind of stuff. So like it looks like they're not changing things. It's like looks to be a pretty like again like one-to-one transfer for the most part. A fun thing about this game is that it's maybe they don't have it in this example because they don't want you to have the worst. No, because this is reduced by 1 for everything, right?
Cthulhu? Dreams of Madness?
Yeah, that's what it does, right?
Yeah, max sanity and max stamina reduced by 1.
So they don't actually have it in this example, but there are some characters, but maybe they do, but like maybe it's not here. But like you would start with 3 sanity and 7 stamina, which means like
it looks like those black cubes on the outside ring are like the bookends for your max.
oh, it looks like actually the numbers go higher too.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like everyone has a bit more health and sanity, so it's less of like a death spiral
There
that
is
comes
also
with it.
there were a bunch of allies that like
Increased it?
major max.
Oh yeah, because I guess that's what the black is for. Yeah, the
Yeah,
black
that's
is
your max.
Yeah.
You see, he's got 3 extra on both sides, so like 10 is probably the max anyone can have.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he shouldn't have 7 and 3 right now though.
No, yeah, in theory he should have 2 and 6, but again, that's a detail that we're not gonna freak out about too much for this. But it looks like everything is kind of just the same. Like his fight still goes up to 6, his will still goes down to 1. You can see those right here. Oh, and they have icons. Let's go. Luck is a clover. Of course it is.
Can you wait for us to play this game and then start telling people that like I have 7 clones?
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
They're gonna
I
be
hate
like,
when the
"No."
PPG guys do that. I love their channel except for one specific reason. All right, deluxe components, new gameplay elements. I'm very curious what this is. My guess, my prediction, my called shot right now is Arkham Investigators that came out after the game are going to be in this. That's my hunch.
Yeah, either that or they've updated some things.
Yeah.
Like the cultist thing from Eldritch Horror, maybe.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. But I think like this is crowdfunded, so there are going to be stretch goals, and I feel like that's where if there is new stuff, it's going to be in there. That's just like inevitable for this kind of stuff. And again, this is also this is crowdfunding, so this is the first time that FFG is doing this. If you don't know what crowdfunding is, this is not going to hit retail afterwards. So it's only going to be here. But realistically, if you have Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, you have that one, right? Like, I'm going to be happy with this. I might pick this up in the future just because, you know, I like the game. But I also love this 2nd Edition one. So that's kind of all there is right now. This is kind of just the start of this. But what I really wanted to do was give the perspectives of players who played this game a lot.
Yeah.
What would you say, let's close this out, what would you say is like the biggest strength of 2nd Edition and the biggest weakness?
Biggest strength is easily the storytelling. Just the random events that happen to your character, and then like getting to make up the sort of the story around why your character is riding around a zebra in the Dreamlands.
Yeah.
And why your zebra running off is a bad thing. That's really fun. I would say probably the biggest weakness is the there's a fair bit of like lack of player agency sometimes, which has its own charm. I wouldn't say it's strictly a weakness, but there's definitely games where you get caught in a death spiral like Bryn mentioned, or you sit there and you're like, I'm delayed in another world. I'm delayed in another world. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I spent 3 turns in there and I'm just dead or lost in time and space or some shit.
Or you're playing like one of the fighters who's not like Michael McGlenn and doesn't just start with a gun.
Yeah.
And
and then like a gunk shows up.
You look at like 10 item cards and none of them fight.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and if you've played Eldritch,
I got no money anymore.
Yeah. And when you play Eldritch, you fight an enemy once and that's it. But in 2nd Edition, it goes until one of them is dead, you or them.
Yeah, you fight to the death.
Yeah, we're
it's
stuck.
arguable
We're
that's
stuck
like-
in the Nodens box.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's better
No.
or worse.
Yeah, no, it's just it's like a
different.
thing to keep in mind where like again there's a lot because there's a lot of variance and luck. You might be in that situation where you don't have a weapon and a gug shows up. But that's what focus is for. You go into your sneak and you try to just like leave the location. That's the theory. Is it true? Does it work? Who knows?
The gun kills you.
Yeah, you're rolling a new. Yeah, and also like when your investigator dies, you're not gone as a player. You can like roll a new investigator and
Eldritch.
keep playing. Another thing that's going to be in one of the expansions, which I don't have out right now, but there is one of them added injuries and madness cards. So when your character was defeated, instead of your character being eliminated, they would gain one of those injury or madness cards. The exception is the devoured. That's gone forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
dead.
I think in the base game, if you were defeated, you just like.
Oh yeah, you went to the hospital. Yes, that one does the hospital, right? That's how this one works.
Half health, and you discarded half of your.
Yeah, Eldritch introduced the "you're gone for good."
Yeah, and then like Devoured or Driven Insane.
Devoured
dead.
was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Driven Insane just meant take out your sanity in this game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
We're gonna find out. We're
often.
gonna be playing. So if you want to watch a gameplay of this, go to More Playing Board Games because the episode we're playing, this is gonna be there. Brent, what about you? What would you say is the biggest positive and negative?
Oh,
This guy is the biggest positive.
yeah, it's Balkrog. It's sick. So like the biggest negative to me is like the massive amount of possible RNG that, which is also like part of the like the appeal of the game too, where like you could play every possible set of investigators against every possible ancient one, but it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
And by the time you do, even like the second time you play the exact same group of guys against the exact same ancient one, it's not going to be the same game that you play.
Yeah.
So like I think it is both the worst and the best thing about the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my answer is very similar, and it's like both my answer for positive and negative is summed up in one memory that I'll never forget in this game, which was playing an Innsmouth Conspiracy with my buddy Mitchell. And Innsmouth is a town that's hostile to out-of-towners, right?
It's hostile to all human life.
And Mitch got arrested and put into the Innsmouth jail. And he spent like 4 turns in there getting tortured, beat up, interrogated, like in horrible squalid conditions, right? And then he eventually got out and he was like, well, that was a crazy time. But it's like that thing where it's like, this is a story that his character experienced, which was amazing. But as like Travis said, he was there for 4 turns just trying to break out of prison, right? Like, it was like, again, like that to me is Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. Like, it's not for everybody, but if it's for you, it's for you. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you had any questions about Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, let me know in the comments. I'll be there to answer them. When this actually releases with more information, I'm going to do an updated video talking about this, but this is kind of just like, this is all we have, and the intention of this was to share the game. Travis, who are we facing today?
I don't know. But check out this art of Atlatch Nacha.
Yeah, this is the real stuff. Not that cool ass spider from Arkham Horror the card game. No. We're looking at this is my Achlanaka.
We'll probably fight Nyarlathotep. He's a good classic. He's fun.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. See y'all very soon.